Greetings, I am Herbert Erpaderp, and today is Thursday, or Wednesday if you're a patron, and that means it's getting closer to the weekend. It also means that it's time for Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, with your favourite Herbert Erpaderp, me, I guess. Let's get right into the questions. On Discord, Lizalika1 said, have you ever been on a warship or submarine? I do very vaguely remember going aboard the HMAS Diamantina sometime in the early 90s. It's at the Queensland Maritime Museum. Diamantina is a World War II era frigate, and I believe it's one of the only few surviving ships aboard which the Japanese surrendered. I really should go to that museum again sometime and get some video. Other than that, no, I've not been on any warships or submarines. I can imagine being very cramped and uncomfortable inside of a submarine. I don't think it's really the place for somebody who is tall and wide. Loki said, what kind of beer slash soda slash Soylent Green flavour does Herbert prefer so we can prepare for his world tour of visiting all the fans 20XX? I mostly drink Pepsi Max, but there is a bunch of other stuff that I like too, like Calpis. No, not cow piss, Calpis. There's also a nice sugar-free raspberry flavoured drink by Schweppes that I quite like too. I very rarely feel like drinking beer or any other alcohol really lately. I do, however, enjoy trying new things, especially if they're sugar-free, because I don't want to die from the diabetes. I think if I was to actually go around the world, I would want to try new local things rather than just drink the same things that I have at home. I'm especially interested in trying new things that have funny pictures on them or entertaining names. Ducking Tanker said, what is your opinion on ibis? Ibis or ibis? It sounds wrong to say ibis, so I'll say ibis. I feel kind of indifferent to ibises. You hear them referred to as dump birds or bin chickens, which I think is really funny, but I believe they're a bit of a pest. There's always a bunch of don't feed the ibis signs around where they congregate. I do remember one time a friend and I were sitting on a bench eating hot dogs. There was a raised gardeny thing behind the bench and a sneaky ibis used that to creep up behind my friend, lean over her shoulder and steal the half-eaten hot dog right out of the bun. I thought it was pretty funny. Her? Not so much. At least not right away. But yes, I feel kind of indifferent to bin chickens, as long as they don't steal my food. Smoes said, what do you think of Nixie clocks? I think this might be the first time I've heard of a Nixie clock. I guess I've probably seen them before, not knowing what they were called. It's a clock using Nixie tubes to display the numbers, which is kind of cool. They look like they might fit into a steampunk kind of setting or something like that. When I looked them up on Google, I saw some pretty interesting examples. I even saw a watch version, though I don't think I'll get one myself. I don't think I really have much need for an actual standalone clock. Top Bunk Productions said, have you considered playing Bolt Action's Tank War, solo or otherwise? It'd be much easier to organise units when they're all tanks. I have actually thought about that, and I do have the Tank War book. It would be easy to organise the tanks and stuff, but I would still have to spend the time to set up the table, which is a big chunk of effort for me. I mean, I know where my Bolt Action infantry and stuff are. Some Germans are on my painting table in fact, which means they probably won't be seeing the gaming table for a while. I will do some Tank War though. I mean, who doesn't like tanks? I may even be able to get 2 games filmed in one day because it's probably not going to take quite as much time as a regular Bolt Action game would. Don't hold your breath, but I think I will do that sometime relatively soon. On last week's Ask a Herbert Erpaderp video, James Valentine said, can you suggest from all your videos which German tank might have spare hatches? The Rubicon Tiger seems to, but from your video they appear moulded onto the turret plate. Easy to remove, you think? I'm having trouble thinking of any specifically off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure the Warlord Panzer IV has the Commander's cupola as a separate piece, and I'm pretty sure that the Rubicon Tiger hatch is moulded onto the roof, but if you wanted to it wouldn't be too hard to cut off. Obviously more effort than if it were a standalone piece, but still it wouldn't be too big an issue. I don't think either of those kits has a spare one though. Maybe the Tiger does? I can't remember. It hadn't occurred to me what a pain in the arse adding a German cupola might be when I made the suggestion, and I don't think it would be worth buying an entire kit just to take a hatch for something else. Maybe you could do a mould of one or something though. Does anyone else have any ideas or suggestions? Chairman Meow said, it would be cool if you made a post that show your Flames of War armies. However, I get it that many people are interested in Bolt Action. What do you think about Team Yankee / Nam? I did do a video about my Soviet Flames of War army, and I'll put a link to that in the description just in case you haven't seen it. And that's really my most complete army, that's why I did the video about it. I don't actually have any infantry for my Germans or British yet. I was actually planning on doing a video like that for my Americans when I finally finish painting the Grimballs Beast set, but that's still a fair way off yet, and it's only a small force. It's not really a matter of people being interested in bolt action, because I know people are really interested in both. It's mostly a matter of me being lazy and having to set up a table, getting out all my models and setting them up, filming and then tearing down again. That seems like a lot of work. I could probably double it up with a battle report video though, to lessen the work. I will keep it in mind, but I don't promise that you'll see a video like that soon. Team Yankee and Nam seem alright. I'm not so interested in those eras as much as World War II though, so there's a bit less appeal for me there. And I'm a bit reluctant to get yet another game system that I'll probably never have time to play. It does seem popular though. I was at BrizCon on the weekend and it seemed like a lot of people were playing Team Yankee rather than Flames of War. I may never actually get into the game and build myself a force, but I might pick up some models for those games one day. Maybe a Centurion 5 from Nam. I do like Centurions. And that's it for the questions this week. Let's have a look at what the community has shared in the Miniatures channel on Discord. Crimson1149 played a big game of tanks and made the Great Wall of Churchill for his priest to hide behind. And here's a few more pictures of the tournament at Kingdom Con Crimson played in and helped build terrain for. These are some good looking tables. And here's his haul from winning. Congratulations on your glorious victory. Also, his rebels have just received some aerial reinforcements. This is what's been happening on Stevie Ray's workbench. Is any of this stuff airfix? Max W has been working on this MC202. I don't know much about Italian planes, or any planes really, but I do enjoy seeing this progress. This is pencil pre-shading. Interesting. Is it just a regular pencil or a special one of some kind? Outlook Cov has shared progress on his Panzer IIc. If you remember last week, it was turretless. This tank is going to be painted as an Afrika Korps vehicle. Jihad Teppo shared a blurry picture of a Sherman hull paired with a Panther turret, which is quite interesting. He notes if you squint hard enough it looks like an Italian P-40. Top Bunk Productions shared his assembled Necrons. He's built them in as many interesting poses as possible, and is attempting to give them unique bases because their legs are spread too wide for the bases they came with. I'm not too up to date with the Warhammers, but doesn't that affect the gameplay somehow? Either way, I look forward to seeing more progress. And, as seen in the background of the previous picture in pieces, Top Bunk has also shared some plastic Daleks from Warlord's game Exterminate. The one on the left has been heavily modified to look damaged. And here's some progress on them. And here's the Daleks from the Exterminate box. The previous ones are an expansion, and we'll join these Daleks here for proper Dalek v Dalek battles. I've said the word Dalek a lot. Sneaky Zaku has shared some more giant Robomans, saying his Jigen collection is now complete. Is it? Is it really? And that's all the models for this week, and indeed the entire Ask a Herbert Erpaderp. As always, thanks to those who shared their excellent modelling work, and those who asked the questions. If you have a question you would like answered on Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, be sure to put it in the comment section on this video, or in the Ask a Herbert Erpaderp channel on the Discord server. Also, it would be excellent if you were to do all the other things like subscribing here on YouTube, following me on social media, and watching me live stream on Twitch. And if you really like the things I do, please consider helping to support the channel over at Patreon, or maybe buying a t-shirt, or a mug, or a sticker. Links to all of those things are in the description below. As always, I shall return soon, so until then, be excellent to each other and thanks for watching. Farewell.